Welcome to this edition of Tour Confidential on Golf.com, presented by FootJoy, the #1 shoe in golf. I'm Jessica Marksbury, joined today in our New York City studio by Golf Magazine's Jeff Ritter and Golf Magazine's Cameron Morfitt via Skype. Rory McIlroy is back in action at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits this week, but Cameron, we haven't seen Rory play competitively since the US Open. How would you gauge his chances of success, of winning this week?
I like Rory's chances at Whistling Straits. I mean, the guy finished a shot out of the playoff in 2010, and even though he's had a month-long break, the last time we saw him in action, he was making a real inspired run up the leaderboard at the US Open at Chambers Bay. Of course, he didn't really like. He loves whistling. He plays it well. He's long, kind of fits the mold. And I like his chances. He's usually heating up right about this time of the year as well. He's won 2 of the last 3 PGA championships, so you certainly can't count him out.
Totally agree with Cam on that point. However, we know Rory McIlroy, #1 player in the world, but we don't know how he's going to react to this injury. We just haven't seen him in that state before.
Yeah, and even beyond the ankle injury, what I worry the most about would be the state of his short game, just from not playing competitively for so long. This is a long layoff to have in the middle of the summer, right in the heart of major season. So for him to come back at a course that's extremely demanding. I mean, we know, Whistling Straits works for Rory because he was 1 shot out of the playoff the last time it was held there in 2010. But I just don't know if his game is fully major ready or fully sharpened for this test this week. But I do think playing with Spieth kind of helps Rory because I think that'll give him a little bit of extra juice. So I'm looking forward to it this week. And
speaking of Spieth, Cameron, do you feel as though Rory might be playing second fiddle to Jordan this week? Although, as we said, Rory's #1 player in the world, Jordan #2, it seems like Jordan is just at the peak of his game right now and is getting maybe a lot more media attention and crowd attention than even Rory at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this has been Jordan Spieth's year. You have to just hand it to him. The guy has been awesome. He's won the Masters. He's won the US Open. He's won a couple other tour events. He's just been spectacular. And I became a real Jordan Spieth believer when I watched him at the British. So, he's going to play well. You can count on it. He is going to play well. If he doesn't win, he almost wins. He's just a fantastic, fantastic player. And he has stolen the narrative in 2015.
And as you said, Jeff, it's going to be a pretty epic pairing. They'll be able to keep an eye on each other throughout the first 2 rounds anyway.
And I think that's good for Rory. I mean, coming back from this layoff to have the guy that has established himself as his biggest rival. I mean, this is Spieth's season, but it's a Rory-Spieth era now that we're in. And so for Rory to play right in front of him for these first 2 rounds, I think that helps McIlroy shake off the rust maybe a little bit faster.
Who will win the final major of the 2015 season? We'll look forward to finding out. Cameron and Jeff, thank you so much for your time and insight, and thank you for joining us on Tour Confidential on Golf.com, presented by FootJoy, the #1 shoe in golf. We'll see you right back here next week.